Okay, so welcome to week 10, and we're going to be talking about professional teaching in a digital world. And so in this week, I want to talk to you briefly about kind of what the expectations are going to be for you as a teacher. So looking at this, you can kind of see where teachers, what they're assigning. So the green arrows here mean that that's gone up since the previous year, and the red arrows obviously mean that those are things that have decreased. So visiting class websites, so that means that teachers are starting to give their create more classroom websites and then have their students complete assignments through that. More teachers are starting to assign videos, with 38% of teachers reporting that they do that for homework. Discussion forums and blogs are both also up as well. You can see from here that teachers who are using online tools inside the classroom every day are 14%, almost every day are 31%, occasionally is almost 30% of the classroom, and then almost never or never is only about a quarter of teachers in the classroom. So you can see that, again, a lot of teachers are using online tools inside the classroom. Some of the different tools that they're talking about here are like Microsoft PowerPoint, with almost 70% of teachers using PowerPoint in the classroom. Microsoft Word also being high, although that's dropped recently because of people's use of Google Docs and Google Apps in the classroom, which is up to almost 50% of teachers using Google Apps in the classroom. And Google Classroom, which is similar to Canvas, and it incorporates all of the different Google apps into it, has dramatically increased in the last few years. So why are we talking about technology use? Well, this is really important, especially as you think about getting a job in the near future, because here are teachers and what they report that they can do, whereas the yellow shows what principals expect new teachers to be able to do. So almost 70% of principals expect that new teachers coming in have the ability to create and use video, podcasts, and other media. So I think that's critically important because, again, when they hire new teachers, they expect you to have those technology skills because you're young. Whether or not that's fair, that's just a common expectation. Being able to identify quality digital content, again, almost 65% of principals said that they think that teachers should have this skill when they're getting hired, or that they do have those skills when they get hired, while less than 50% of incoming teachers, said that they had this capability. And even, I think, interestingly enough, like using social media instruction with students, or how to teach an online class, 25% of principals said, oh yes, new teachers coming in, they should know how to do this, or I believe that they know how to do this, while less than 10% of teachers actually felt comfortable in doing that. And this was a survey that was done in 2012 and published in 2013. So things have even changed more so since that time. So I want to talk to you about investigating digital identities and investigating you as a digital, like, what is your digital identity? So a lot of pre-service teachers that I've talked to before say that, oh, I can just delete my profile, or I can just delete my pictures. But those pictures are saved on the National Archive website. Even in private areas, those pictures are saved. And obviously, people probably won't be able to some people may not be able to look at those depending on your privacy, but those are always existing, regardless of if you have deleted them off of your site or not. So let's talk a little bit about who is looking you up. So it's very common for administrators and hiring committees to search for information on candidates online before interviewing and or hiring them. I just got done talking with some Bloomington teachers that were recently looking for a new teacher in their building, and they said that they went on Google, went on Facebook, and Googled all of the different potential candidates. Not all of them, because they had over 150 people, I think, apply for their one position. But once they got it narrowed down to around 20 people that they thought might be standout candidates, they went online and they looked for them. Students and parents and even other teachers might also go online to find out more about you. Think about how many times you've gone online to Google either a teacher or someone that interests you. So there are a couple of things that you can do. First, controlling your digital identity. So checking online, Googling yourself every once in a while, specify who you are, and then monitor what others are saying about you as well, whoever you have control over. And then think about the things that are out there. What does that say about you? And what do you want it to say about you? So some different things that you can do is you can take control by creating your own blog or wiki or Facebook, Twitter, domain name. You can create your own positive digital identity. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So these are things that we're going to talk about in class a little bit more, but is a private account really private? And who can see your particular information? Do colleges and jobs really look at your social media history? And that's absolutely yes. Do posts really stay on the internet forever? That is a yes, but that means that depending on who can see it. For those of you that have Facebook accounts, one of the things that you will realize is that even posts maybe that you deleted a year ago, those still come up at least in my time feed for my own. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you think should or should not be posted on social media, who can see your social media, and when you should use it. So companies do really look you up. And so there are some different ways that you can think about pre-enrollment or pre-employment candidate screening. So 2 in 5 employers do use social media to screen candidates. And 65% of them actually use it to discuss whether their candidate is professional in terms of social conduct. 51% use it to identify whether or not a candidate can fit into the company culture, and 45% do it to learn more about the candidate's qualifications. 43% of employers said that they found information online that helped them decide not to hire a particular candidate. And here were some of the different reasons. They either posted inappropriate content online or talked about drinking or using drugs or bad-mouthing a previous employer. Obviously, talking about your field experiences is a terrible idea. We recently had a student teacher that student teacher actually had to go and redo their student teaching because they posted information online about a low achieving student. So that school district actually kicked them out, and they had to do their student teaching again later on that semester. And I think that this is something that we also want to talk about is not just all the negative things that can happen with it, but the positive things as well. So 1 in 5 have actually hired someone because of their social media profile. So the LinkedIn account or their different Twitters or the blog posts that they've had online, all of those things can potentially attract you as a really great candidate. And here are some different things that you see online. It could be someone that has a great professional image, someone that is posting different blog posts about here's a great resource or here's a good link or look at this amazing thing that I created from my class. So all of these things can be great reasons to hire a particular candidate, and you can start creating this through your W200 blog posts or W200 tweets or all of the stuff that you've already created for W200. And then, so some of the most used social networking sites to screen candidates are Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I've even heard reports of when you are in an interview that the principal will ask if you do have a Facebook account, and if you say yes, then they'll ask you to log into it in front of them so that they can see what's on your site. Now, yes, this is not legal. And I would not want to work in a district that made me do that, so I would just decline. But this has happened to some of our candidates before. And these are even some rules that I've been told or that teachers I know have been told while teaching. So, thinking about if you are a teacher in that particular town, don't eat at a restaurant in that town, or don't drink in a restaurant at that town, because there may be some people that think that it's inappropriate to drink. Not going to a pool in the neighborhood that you teach, because again, do you want to be in front of your students like that, and do the students want to see you like that? Attending bars or strip clubs, people can take pictures of that, post it online, and that wouldn't look good around, other people. So I think that these are all really interesting. Don't buy anything at a store in town that parents might consider to be risky. So this might be for someone that's working at a faith-based institution. If you're found buying birth control, having birth control pills or condoms, this could be something that kind of triggers different people. Attending movies in town. So again, with faith-based institutions, they may not appreciate you going to movies like Harry Potter, or very raunchy videos. So if they see you walk into something like that, that might be problematic as well. So all of these are just examples of different things that you may need to be careful of. And what does this look like on social media? So we're going to talk about that in class this week. And the special word of the day is going to be Twitter. So just leaving on this note, what should you put on social media? Nothing that other people do not need to see for any reason. And think about, does this really serve you and your social image well?